Thank you for joining us for the CMC Weekly Podcast. God has a fulfilling and rewarding life for you as you pursue His plan with all of your heart. Our prayer is that you'll find direction and wisdom as you connect with us through our weekly podcast. Join us now for a message from Pastor Tim Brooks.
Turn to Luke chapter 6, verse 38. When you come to this church, I want you to leave here having been matured in the Lord. I want you to leave here having learned something. I want you to leave here with questions you came here with being answered in the Word. For too long, the church has allowed itself to become a boring religious exercise. And it's no wonder people quit going to church. There's nothing to go for whenever you're going through some boring religious exercise. And I want you to know that's a sad portrayal of God and the Word. That's a sad portrayal of Scripture, because the Scripture is anything but that. If you come here for very long, you won't be the same. If you come here week in and week out, you'll begin to think different. You'll begin to perceive life different, because we are washing our minds with the Word here. You come here with worries or concerns or fears or questions, you're going to leave here having been challenged by the Word. When you read the Bible, it says it corrects you. It shows you where you're wrong in your thinking. It'll show you how to think right. The Bible makes a change in our life, and for us to come to church and leave here the same as we came, that's a travesty. So today, if you are accustomed to coming to church, kind of dozing off and tuning out the sermon because it wasn't worth listening to, I want to encourage you today to tune in. Tune into what God has to say for you, because that's not going to be the case today. Luke chapter 6, verse 38. It says, "Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together, to make room for more, running over, poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back." Put your ribbon right there in Luke chapter 6, because we're not going anyplace else. That's our passage for today. As you read the Bible, you quickly become aware of laws that operate life, or that life operates on. The title of today's message is The Law of Giving. The Law of Giving. In school, students are taught math, algebra, geometry, what we look to as the laws of mathematics. If you have 2 apples and you add 2 more apples, you will have 4 apples. And it doesn't make any difference what gender you are, or how tall you are, or what color of skin you are. It makes no difference if that is offensive to you. It really doesn't make any difference how you were raised. Nor does it make any difference if you personally think if you have 2 apples and 2 more given to you, because of your nationality, you ought to have 10 apples. There's a mathematical law. If you have 2 apples and you add 2 more, you're going to have 4. Proofs, equations, and you learn them because this is how life operates for all of us, regardless of your personal preference or choice. In school, we're taught physical science, law of motion, the law of entropy, the law of gravity. And we teach these in classes with different races in there, with different heights of students in there, with different economic backgrounds of students in there. We teach these in classes with both genders, male and female, in there. Every student, regardless of what your dad did or didn't do, we teach you the law of entropy. And we do so because for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction along the same straight line, regardless of how you personally feel. If you throw a handful of rocks straight up, they will come down on your head, regardless of what you went through when you were in your mother's womb. Regardless if you're offended by that or not. If you spit into a hard wind, it's going to come right in your face. And we don't stop teaching physical laws in school just because they may offend somebody. If you jump off of a 10-story building, you will splatter. Now, that's not to offend anybody's religion. That's not to offend anybody's gender. That's not to offend anybody's skin color. Or if you personally are a physical science atheist and don't believe in gravity, we're still going to teach the law of gravity. And we're going to teach it every day. Because this is how life operates. And it works for everybody, regardless of how you personally feel about the law of entropy or the law of motion. That's the way life operates. Your background, your feelings, your personal beliefs don't change the outcome of a jump off of a 10-story building or a huge spit into a heavy wind. Here's a huge mistake we're making today. Changing education to fit people's personal feelings is an injustice. People are suffering greatly in life because they think they have a choice about so much of life that there is no choice in. People are suffering in life because we don't want the facts of how life works to offend somebody. So not to be offensive, we are teaching kids that they have a choice about the law of gravity and its effects. That they have a choice about the law of entropy and its end result in our life. And just as there are physical laws to be learned that govern the fact that my body is not floating off out here, there's a reason for the fact that my body is staying on the ground. The teaching of the law of gravity cannot be withheld because it makes certain groups uncomfortable. The teaching of the law of gravity cannot be withheld because it's very judgmental. The law of gravity is very confining, and let me tell you something else. The law of gravity is very unforgiving. It's very intolerant. It's very intolerant of your personal beliefs. And we have to teach the law of gravity to every child, regardless of how they personally feel, because great pain and great hurt and great destruction and the end would be death if they did not understand the law of gravity, regardless of how they personally feel about it. It's not up to a vote. It's not outdated. And now we've got to have a newer law to replace an intolerant law of gravity. It's not up to a decision by the Supreme Court. Here's what I want you to know. Regardless of the vote of the Supreme Court on the law of gravity, if you jump off of a 10-story building, you're going to splatter. I don't care what the vote is. You don't override a law in life by a vote of a Supreme Court. This is the way the life works for all of us, and we've got to teach these laws and learn these laws. And there are, as physical laws, there are laws that govern the unseen or the spiritual world. Love, acceptance, happiness, fulfillment, satisfaction, a sense of accomplishment. There's a list of physical laws, and there is a list of spiritual laws. Well, now, Tim, don't get in all that spiritual stuff. Now, I understand what you're saying about physical laws, but now that doesn't relate to... Don't be stupid. When you walk into a room, you can see whether you're accepted or not, and you can at a very early age. Just because it's unseen doesn't mean gravity is not real. Acceptance, love, rejection, forgiveness, happiness, joy, fulfillment, sense of accomplishment. There are laws that govern the unseen just like there are laws that govern the seen. And we've got to recognize these laws and operate within them. The title of today's message, I want to look at the law of giving. Luke 6:38. Many are offended by preachers preaching on the law of giving. Some scoff at the law of giving. And now today, many pastors won't teach on this law because they are afraid that people might be offended by it. The fact is, it's unjust to not teach on it. You're doing an injustice to people when you don't teach on laws that govern life. That seemed like a long introduction to my message. I'm not even to it yet. But I'm mad. I'm just mad. I don't know what to tell you. I wish I wasn't, but I am. I'm mad at what we are doing in education today by lying to people about the way life works. Don't tell people you got a choice about the law of gravity, because we got young people jumping off of buildings thinking they got a choice about things you don't have a choice about. And that's got to stop. I need to get to my message before I run out of time. Luke 6:38. Have you found that yet? I want to talk about the law of giving. Give and you will receive. There's no mention of race. There's no mention of gender. There's no mention of athletic skill. There's no mention of height or weight or age. Give and you will receive. And your gift will return to you. Well, Tim, I think it is wrong to give expecting something to come back. I just put my money in the offering plate, and I just think it's wrong to expect something in return. Well, while that sounds real nice while you're telling all of that, I sure hope you don't do that with the law of gravity. Throw in how you believe in what you do each Sunday. It's foolish to contradict the laws. Here's the way it works. Luke 6:38, the law of giving. Jesus uses the word pressed down, shaken together, to make room for more, running over. Luke 6:38. Now look at this. The scale or the measurement, the amount you give determines the amount you get back. Another way of stating this law, Paul says in Galatians 6:7, don't be misled. You're not going to mock the justice of God. You will always reap what you sow. You will harvest what you plant. And it's foolish to live your life not learning and operating on laws that govern life. Our government makes school mandatory and fines and punishes parents who don't educate their kids because they are aware of the fact that if you are uneducated, then you will harm yourself. You have to be educated to be able to be productive, because you got to understand how life works. See, if we don't educate you, you'll go around jumping off of buildings and expecting to fly. You saw a bird do it, why can't I do it? See, what you'll do is you'll spend your whole life planting corn seed and expecting to get turnip greens. See, you'll spend your whole life planting apple seeds and expecting to get peaches. The law of giving, whatever you sow is what you're going to reap. Give and you will receive. Now, the point of today's message is we come to church with needs. We come to church to get our needs met. What do you need today? What is the need in your life today? I want you to come to church and not be bored and waste your time. I want you coming here and having your needs met. I want you coming to this church and having your needs met. So if that's what I want to do, I'm going to have to teach you on how your needs are met. I got to teach you on how needs are met in your life. How are your needs met? How do I receive what I need? It's real clear. You give. You give. Because it is in giving that you receive what you need. What is it that you have need of today? Oh, preachers that preach the law of giving, they do so to take up large offerings. And they inspire people to give money with the understanding they're going to get money back. Not shame on them. They're exactly correct. You don't need to be mad about that. You don't need to get all puffed up about that. When a preacher is preaching to you, give money and you're going to get money back, don't get all puffed up about it, because that's exactly what the word says. Give and you will receive in return. Whatever you sow is what you're going to reap. So if you've come here with a desire for more money than you currently have, become a huge giver. Oh, Tim, you're telling me to give money and I don't have very much. See, we got a concept here you got to understand. All I got's this little bit of corn. And if I put it in the ground, I'll starve to death. See, if I put my corn in the ground, all I got's this little bit of corn. If you'll put that little bit of corn in the ground, you're going to have more corn than you and everybody you know can eat. See, it's in giving that you receive. That's the way life operates, on the law of sowing and reaping. I will have a lot more corn as a result of me giving the little corn that I have. So preachers who tell you to give a lot of money, you're going to be financially blessed, they're absolutely correct. Those in here praying to be financially blessed, are you a big giver to the church? Luke chapter 6, verse 38, give and you will receive. The measure you give determines the amount you get back. Now, let's look at the law of giving. We've all heard that. We've all heard preachers preach that. But I want you to know something here. Look in 638. It doesn't pertain to just money. See, it doesn't pertain to just a preacher preaching this so I can take up a big offering today. It does pertain to money. Absolutely it does. It does pertain to corn, but it also pertains to carrots and peas. Come on. Yeah, absolutely it pertains to money. And don't be puffed up about it. It's exactly right. But it's not only about money. See, the law of gravity does not only affect tall, white females. It affects everybody. The law of giving does not only affect money, it affects every area of your life. Every area of your life is affected by the law of giving. Every area of your life is affected by the law of giving. Back to my question. What is your need today? What is your need today? Are you lonely? Are you lonely? Do you need friends? Are you unhappy? Do you need joy? Are you jerked up? Are you in stress? Do you need some peace? See, if you need corn, where does corn come from? It comes from planting turnip greens. No. If you need corn, it comes from planting corn. Now here's what I want you to see today. Just as you can give your corn seed and get out of your corn shortage, so you can give your way out of the need you came in here with today. What area in your life do you have a need in? Is it friends? Is it happiness? Are you having marital problems? Do you need a better marriage? Do you need a stronger relationship with your boss or with your coworker? Do you need a stronger relationship with a neighbor? I mean, what is it that is your source of need or contention today? Let me just tell you this. Life doesn't work for selfish people. It doesn't ever work. You can identify people's giving by what they have. When I see a real happy person, here's what you can identify them as. A huge giver of happiness. A real happy person gives happiness to everybody they come in contact with. A person that is just full of joy is a huge giver of joy. Huge giver of joy. A person has a lot of stability in their life, is a huge source of stability for many people around them. You can know when you see a happy person, that person has a big level of giving in the area of happiness. What I'm asking today is, what area in your life do you have need of? What area in your life do you have need of? I was just with, last week, undoubtedly one of the wealthiest people I've ever met. I'm not talking about millions. I'm talking about the next figure up, uncountable kinds of money. Here's what I quickly found out about him. The guy just gave $6 million to a college. He just gave $10 million to a youth fund. He big giver. Huge giver. Huge giver. What area in your life do you have need of? What area do you need to receive in? You're going to have to give in that area. See, you see a person very well off financially, you can know they're a big giver. You see a person that's very happy, you can know they give a lot of happiness and joy everywhere they are. Now, Terry and I are blessed. We've been abundantly blessed. Our business has worked out really well for us. And financially today, I don't have a lot of need. We also are blessed. We got friends. We got good friends. So does that mean I don't need to give any money? Does that mean I don't need to give myself to friends? No. Let me just tell you something. When we are out of town, next week there'll be 2 checks in the offering plate. You won't ever catch me robbing God. You won't ever catch... See, not because I have a need in that area, but I am maintaining my growth in that area. Let me just tell you something. We got friends. But do you know friends are really taxing? Because you have to go visit them when you don't want to. You have to call them and visit with them on the phone when you wish you could watch a TV show. You know, you have to go out to eat with them when you wish you could stay at home. Let me tell you something about friends. You got to give a whole lot to that relationship. Same thing about marriage. Oh, we're good. We said I do. We're in good shape. When you stop giving to it, it'll start drying up. When you stop giving and investing in it, it will stop drying up. Do you have, even as long as we've been married, do you have consistent date nights? Do you do nice things for each other? Are you still courting your spouse? Are you still sending little I love you cards to your mate? See, are you developing and giving? The measure you get is measured how? By how much you give. It's a law. Now you can agree or disagree. You can be offended, you can be puffed up, you can storm out of here if you want to. Just don't jump off of any 10-story buildings. It's a law. It is a law that operates, and it's called the law of giving. The law of giving. Is your relationship with your teenager struggling right now? Well, instead of screaming and grounding them and taking away their car keys, why don't you go out to eat and go play mini golf and go fly a kite and go have fun and go to a movie and start going out to eat and get a hobby together, and y'all get you 2 things that y'all like doing together and go do that a whole bunch of, and stop all that yelling and hollering at them and watch what happens in your relationship. See, it's in giving that you receive. What did you come in here today with need of? Then that is what you need to begin to give to. Well, I don't have any need in that area. Then let me just tell you, you need to continue to give to that, or you will find yourself in a need. Oh, I got a bin full of soybeans. Well, we don't need to plant any more soybeans. You quit planting soybeans and watch what happens to your bin that's full of soybeans. I'm going to wrap this up. I want to make sure that you got the law of giving. You want to increase in your money? Then increase in your giving. Increase in your giving. If you want to increase in your friends, then increase your time that you are spending with other people. You want to increase in your joy, then increase the level of joy that you're giving to those around you. How you doing? Fine. How's your day? Oh, it's all right. Everything fine? Yeah. No one likes you. And there is a law that will explain why no one likes you. You're not fun to be around. No one is drawn to a stick in the mud, and that's you. I don't know why nobody likes me. Look in the mirror. It's identifiable. You're extremely ugly. Do you know this? That nobody is ugly when they're smiling? Nobody, there is not an ugly face with a big smile and a gleam in their eye. That's a good looking face, and you're drawn to that. Let me tell you something else. There's not a pretty face that looks like you've been eating green persimmons. There's a reason you're where you are. There's a reason you're where you are, and that reason is you're not giving to that area in your life. And the more you, see, it's measured like this. The more you give to that area, the more it will be given back to you. Is this a sermon on giving money? You bet. You ought to give lots of it. But it doesn't just stop there. It doesn't just stop there. You need to be a huge giver in every area of your life. In every area of your life, you've got to be a giver in, because the unit of measurement is this: the more you give, the more you get out of it. Remember, the areas that you're good in, don't stop giving, because your grain bin will come up empty before you know it. Here's the line that I want to leave you with today. Get your phones out and write this down. I want you to post this. Everybody in here should always post the main point of every sermon. Quit posting what you had for supper. If you're going to post something that's going to go worldwide, we could care less about your supper and how much you enjoyed it. Stop posting stupid. We're sick of it. We're sick of it. If you're going to post something of significance. And that would be the main point of Sunday morning sermon. Specifically, that would be the main point of this sermon. For those of you who are just now waking up because you heard me say I was closing and you're starting to wake up and get your stuff together, let me give you the main point. That way you'll have gotten everything I've talked about for the last hour. Are you ready to write this down? The law of giving. Give your way out of your need. Give your way out of your need. That's what this whole sermon was about. For those in here with no need today, remember to maintain what you have by keep giving to it. Those in here today with great needs, I want to make sure that you understand the law of giving. Stand with me. Lord, today we loose the ministry of the Holy Spirit in this place. And Holy Spirit, I ask you to go with each person as they leave here. And as we invest, and as we sow, and as we give, Lord, today I pray a bountiful harvest on our giving in every area of our life.
You have been listening to the Christian Ministries Church Weekly Podcast. Join us each week for more messages from CMC.